Okay, you know what? We're gonna start story time. Fuck it. Okay, so everything started when I was playing. I prefer my stories at bedtime. I'm sorry, Khalzis. Wait and trust. Exactly, Sky. No, I'm starting now. So I'm doing the backstory for those of you who didn't follow the whole story. Everything started when I started playing Supreme Straight, and it got to late game. My FPS was so bad, and I couldn't play because my CPU was struggling. Right? So I talked with chat. Wait, rejoin. So I talked with chat, and they helped me figure out a good CPU. That was pretty cheap, but a good upgrade, right? So I find this thing, I look it up, I see I could buy it on Newegg, I could buy it on Amazon, and I'm like, okay, Amazon sounds fine. I order it, but it's like 10 days away. So first of all, we have to wait 10 days. Okay, fine, whatever, doesn't matter too much. We wait, okay? Day of the delivery, I'm streaming, and I completely forget about the delivery. I'm gonna be real. I completely forget about the delivery. I'm playing, and I see this random number calling me on my phone, and I'm like, huh? Who is this? Probably a scammer or something, or just ads, right? Because I get ad calls on my phone. And I'm like, ignore it. And then it calls again. And I'm like, I even comment to the chat. I'm like, I don't know, somebody's calling me. I don't know the number, fucking random. So I ignore it. And no, but people calling and saying like, do you want to change your energy provider or random ass shit, or telephone internet provider, all that kind of stuff, right? And so I actually ignore 3 calls from the same number, and I'm like, whatever, and I forget about it. Later that day, still on stream, I think I was still on stream, I go and I check, wait, the delivery was supposed to be today, did it arrive? And I see delivery failed on Amazon. And I'm like, oh my fucking god, of course I forgot. They were calling me so I would pick up the delivery. I'm kind of mad because I did give them instruction to get into the building, everything they need. Technically, they don't need to call me. I was there. Shut up, Sky. So technically, they don't need to call me. That's why I actually ignored it at the first time. I was like, they have the number in.
Like fake.
They have everything. They can just walk in. What's the big deal? So I'm like, okay, whatever. Let's call them. I want to call Amazon. I know they're still around. This is like 2 hours after the failed delivery. And I'm like, maybe the truck's still around. Maybe they can just fix it, right? So I'm off stream right now, and I call Amazon. And I tell them, hello, I get customer services, tell them I'm here, I'm explaining the situation. I was here, I forgot, but tomorrow I might not be home, so it would be great if the guys could pass by again before, or today if they're still close by or whatever. I don't know. I know they can't call them directly. They can just put by your doorstep. No, this is a building, like there's several apartments. They can't put it just down. Somebody's gonna take it. And so I asked to see if they can, and she's like, actually very like, yeah, I'll give them a message. I'll tell them they'll probably do it today. I hope you live in a building, Lamau. Don't interrupt. I'm gonna lose the thread of the story. So I'm like, okay, so there's still a few hours on their delivery. It's gonna be easy for them to like, I mean, it's easy. Just run by at the end and GG, right? But no, they never deliver on that day. The day after, I'm a bit like, okay, they might deliver today, but I'm not home that day too much. So I'm a bit like, I hope I'm not gonna miss it. So when I come back home in the evening, I check if I missed it. And what do I see? They're delivering it in a fucking week. What is this? Amazon? Like Indian, is this AliExpress? What the fuck? What do you mean 1 week later again? So I have to wait a whole fucking week. And they deliver it on Saturday. This Saturday. This time I'm like a hawk, guys. I'm like this with my phone. I'm fucking ready. Sounds like normal behavior. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm ready for the delivery call. I even registered their phone so I know when Amazon is calling me. I'm like, I'm fucking ready. Okay. I pick up the call. This is what off stream. I streamed a bit that day, and then after the stream I was waiting. I was like a kid at Christmas. Okay. I was like. It's coming! Imagine answering the phone when you're waiting for Amazon. Shut up. And so I see Amazon, and poor guy must have been shocked. I actually responded in one vibration. One vibration, I'm like, hello? The guy's like, what the fuck? I was honestly like, I was fucking ready. Also, Sweet love getting ads during story time. Oh shit. Okay, let's pause on the story time. Okay, it seems like most of the ads are over, so we're gonna continue. I'm a big lob. Okay. So basically, I'm gonna zoom out if you want to follow the game during story time. So, one vibration, I'm like, hello, I'm coming down. Like the guy barely has time to talk. I run fucking downstairs. I believe I'm the 5th floor. Run fucking downstairs, open, and I get my thing. Okay, so I have the CPU in hand. Finally, I called my guy, my best friend who made the computer. I call him because it's water cooled, so it's a bit technical to replace. Like I didn't because I didn't mount it. I don't know. I'm not sure how to unmount, so I kind of want his help just to make sure. So I get him on a call on the Discord. I use my my trusted laptop so he can see while I look at shit, and he explains. It's very easy. You just undo this. You don't even have to do anything with the water loop. That isn't that difficult. Just throw a bucket of water over it. Exactly. So basically, there's the custom water loop, but you can just like take away the heat sink and then just remove the CPU and replace it and then place it back on. Like you have to screw it in and everything. But it's very easy. But wait, I have to show you something. So this is the fucking box, right? Ryzen, what's his name? Okay. This is the fucking box. I'm trying not to get reflection on it so you can see it properly, but I think like this is best. On the box, guys, it says this box includes an AMD blah 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 installation instructor, 3-year warranty, premium grade thermal solution designed for use in a desktop. So I'm like, when I buy this, I don't expect to need thermal paste because it's supposed to fucking have thermal paste. But what I didn't understand is that actually it doesn't have thermal paste. It does have thermal paste, but it came with this garbage fan, okay? And on it you can see there was thermal paste pre-applied. It's a pre-applied fucking thermal paste. Oh my god, I'm so pissed off. It's a good fan? What do you mean it's a good fan? It's just a cheap ass fan. Pre-applied, what the fuck? Yeah, it's pre-applied. I lost the computer toothpaste. Shut up. The story is far from over. Okay? So, I'm like, it's fine. There's enough here. I can scrape it off and put it on the new one. And it should be enough. Okay? It's usually pre-applied as of lately. Yeah, I'm never making that mistake again. Anyways, I scrape it off. You can even see the scrapes if I zoom in enough. You see I scraped it off. Wait, the fucking lights. You can see I scraped it off, right? So I took as much as I could. And I reapplied it on the new one, like gently. Okay, so I transfer the thermal paste to the new CPU. Perfect. I install it. I screw it back. I put the water thing in, and awesome. Okay. I unplugged everything to do this. Of course, the computer was like out here, and I had unplugged everything. And so I replug everything and starting the computer, thinking it's gonna work. Lo and behold, I have a red LED telling me there's an issue with the CPU on the motherboard. Like nothing starts up. Black screen, nothing. Just a computer saying there's an issue with the CPU. Fuck you, I'm not starting. Oh my fucking god. So we looked shit up on Google. You deserve it. Shut up. So we looked shit up, and yeah, it's like because the CPU was made after the motherboard, I need to BIOS update so it knows about this fucking CPU, because otherwise it doesn't fucking start. Oh my fucking god. Okay, fine. We can do a BIOS update. It's not hard. But I have a problem. It says when you buy. Shut the fuck up, guys. But I have a problem because I can't put the old CPU back. I can't put this piece of shit back. I don't have enough thermal paste. Right? All the thermal paste, I cleaned it already. So I'm out of thermal paste and I'm fucked. So what do? I try thinking maybe the BIOS, like just starting up the computer, doesn't overheat the CPU. Maybe it doesn't lose, maybe it works even if I don't cool it down. Like with a cool room, maybe it's enough. So I put this in, no cooling system, start back up. It's fine, it's gonna work. Okay, on my laptop, I download the flash update for the BIOS, and I rename it like as they say in the guide. Okay, they told us they say in the guide to rename it like something .rom, and I'm like, okay, we follow the fucking guide. I rename it and I try to start the computer. It doesn't. It starts starting up and then it shuts down because the CPU overheats. Fuck me in the ass. So I'm like, okay, fine. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put there's still some toothpaste on the fucking cooling system. Let's just put it on and hope it's enough. Okay? So we put this cooling system on the old CPU. Remember, this is the old CPU. We put it back on and everything freezes. It doesn't start. It's a fucking mess. Every time it's in the BIOS, it actually freezes mid-BIOS boot and nothing works. So I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Okay, I'm a bit panicked. I'm not gonna lie. At this stage of the game, I'm a bit like fearing for my life. Okay? So instead, what we do is I try to be faster to go into the BIOS menu really, really fast before the BIOS really tries to start. So I fucking spam delete like a motherfucker. And it finally works. I managed to get into the BIOS menu and I'm happy. I'm happy. Okay? No fan, no cooler, killing warranty. Doesn't matter. That's the old CPU. Nobody cares about the old CPU. All that chat APM helps confirm. Exactly. I was fucking spamming delete. Okay, so fine. We're in the menu. I have my fucking USB in. It sees the USB stick, but it doesn't see the file. It doesn't see the fucking file to update the BIOS. And I'm like, this fucking guide is bullshit. So we go to another guide and we follow that one. We redo everything and finally the fucking update BIOS shows up. Oh my god. I click it. I'm actually scared for my life right now because if this doesn't work, I'm fucked in the ass. Because keep in mind, the CPU is being cooled by the thinnest layer of toothpaste you have ever seen. It's the old CPU, like, honestly, it could overheat at any moment. Still, we're in the BIOS, and it's starting updating. And in the bottom left corner, it shows 41 temperature. And I'm like, okay, perfect. It means it shouldn't overheat. Okay, so we get the update, and it actually goes through. Incredible. So the BIOS is finally updated. This man used OP toothpaste. So the BIOS is finally updated. But now I don't have enough thermal paste for the new CPU. Oh yeah, no, before, I almost forgot. And so the BIOS is updated and it tries to start up the computer. But it stops freezing on the BIOS. But Windows doesn't want to start. Windows is giving me a blue screen with like recovery options and shit. Only while we discuss which recovery option to choose, the computer shuts down completely. Okay, and I fear it is the CPU overheating again. So I'm like, okay, fuck it. I really need thermal paste right now because otherwise it's not gonna work. But it's 7:30 on a Saturday night, and I'm like, where the fuck am I gonna find toothpaste? Or I mean thermal paste. And so I call my dad because he's actually out and he's coming home and he's on his way home. And I'm like, do you know where I could? Do you think on your way home, if you see something, you could try to get me thermal paste? Okay, and he's like, well, I don't know, but blah blah. We talk, and he's like, maybe, but I can't promise, right? And I'm like, of course, sure. And he actually looks up and he finds 24-hour open computer maintenance store that's open 24/7. No, I'm as technical as him, but it's fine. And so he sends me this stuff, and I'm like, I look it up, and it looks good. I'm like, okay, fine, I know where that is. I can go there, easy peasy. I tell my best friend, okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some thermal paste, and let's finish this once and for all. I go out. I park my scooter, so I go with the scooter. Hope he died buying toothpaste in the middle of the night for his prof son. No. As technical as scooped him. Shut the fuck up. Okay, and so I take my scooter, I park, and I walk up to this where it's supposed to be, and lo and behold, the place doesn't exist anymore. It's not there where it's supposed to be. There's another shop. It's another shop now. It's been out of business for I don't know how many years, but it doesn't even exist anymore. And now it's 8 o'clock already. 8 o'clock. Most of the shit is closed, and I'm starting to panic. Your dad have to dumpster dive for you. God damn it. So I start looking on Google, like computer open, maintenance, anything I can find. I found another place, and I'm like fucking almost being a bit dangerous. I'm not gonna lie, I was going a bit fast. I gotta be fast. It's closing in 10 minutes. And I arrived home. My dad actually fucked me because what do you mean I owe your dad? He sent me on a fucking errand that doesn't exist. Fuck you. He sent me to a store that doesn't exist. What do you mean? Anyway. You guys are trolling. Let me continue. Okay, so I fucking hurry up because it says on Google that the store is closing in 10 minutes. And it's the only place I found. Okay, close by. So I fucking scooter my ass over there. And I arrive, and what do I see? It's already closed. And I'm on time. I'm actually on time, but they closed before. Like, they closed early. So I'm super pissed, and I go on Google Maps, and I search for more. And in fact, I find another one that I missed earlier on Google Maps. And I fucking run there, because it's very close by this time. They always close early. Yeah, I mean, what the fuck. And I run to another place. The guy is currently closing when I arrive. He's closing. I walk in, and he tells me, I don't have any, but go next door. He should have some. Oh my fucking god. It's 9 p.m. guys at this point. Like, it took me a lot of time to go around and find new places. It's almost 9. And so I go to the other place, and he's closing too. But and I ask him, do you have thermal paste? And he looks at me like I'm an idiot. Like, he's like, what's thermal paste? He doesn't actually know. And I start to explain. I'm like, well, you know, it's for cooling the CPU in your computer. And he doesn't understand shit about it. And then I say the key magical words. I say, it usually looks like a syringe. And he's like, oh wait, I think we have that. And I'm like, oh my fucking god, I'm a genius. And so he actually goes to the back, and he actually puts up, he has like tongs, you know, like grill tongs to pick stuff that's very high. And he actually picks it off the top shelf, and he gives it to me. It's 9 euros. It's the most expensive fucking thermal paste I've ever seen. But I don't give a fuck at this point. I'm happy to buy it from him. Fuck heroin dealer. So I get my thermal paste. Big smile. That's not expensive. It's usually like 2 to 5. No? You can get it for 2 euros. But whatever. I go back home. I'm fucking happy. I'm fucking zooming on my scooter. Yeah, I hadn't sold that thing for 20 years. Yeah, 100%. I fucking zoom back home. Drop it, GG. Okay, but it's not over. I'm super happy. I'm thinking all of my problems are solved. So I come home, and I'm feeling confident. I'm like, the BIOS has been updated. I could just put the new CPU straight up with the new thermal paste, and it should be fine. So I do that. I put the new CPU with the sexy new thermal paste. I even put a bit more than recommended because I want to make sure. I'd rather have too much than not enough at this point. And it's overflowing thermal paste everywhere. I'm joking. And I put it in. I connect everything. And I start it up. Okay? The computer doesn't start. The LED, the CPU LED is red, but now another LED is red. I see a red LED next to my RAM, and above my RAM, I see 2 red LEDs I've never seen before. And I'm like, oh my fucking god, don't tell me the RAM is not compatible or something. And we start panicking with my friend. We start looking shit up on Google, like compatible, blah blah blah. What kind of DDR do you have? What kind of RAM? Everything, trying to find something. I'm like, oh my fucking god. I'm feeling like this is the worst day ever. It's never gonna work. Fucking hell. And honestly, I'm tired. It's 10 p.m. at this point. We're like looking shit up, and I'm like, fucking hell. Finally, he finds a thread on a forum where a guy said, well, I had the same issue. I took out my RAM and started the computer, then put it back in and started it again, and it worked. So I take out both of my RAM, my 16 RAM. I start the computer without any RAM. It doesn't work, of course, it doesn't work. So then I shut it down. I put back the RAM in, and I start it up. And my heart is beating. I see the red LED for the CPU go back on. Shut up, OP man. Let me finish my story. I see the red LED for CPU go back, and I'm like, oh my fucking god. I see, and shortly after, the LED for the RAM goes red too, and I'm like, oh, it's happening again. And then they switch off for a second. They switch off, and then the CPU goes red again, the RAM goes red again, and they both switch off again. And I'm like, wait, something's happening. And I wait in a trance for 5 minutes, and it just goes beep, 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 like it's just my motherboard doing whatever my motherboard is doing. And finally, I see the BIOS start up. Oh my fucking god, the BIOS is starting up. Yeah, they're talking exactly. The BIOS starts up, and I'm like, holy fucking shit. Okay, so basically, the computer. This story is better than Netflix movie. And so the computer, I'm like, okay, now the BIOS kept freezing earlier, and then Windows was crashing. So I'm like, holy shit, I might still have to like fix my Windows, like I might still have some work to do. And then at the end of my seat, and so I'm like praying the computer fucking starts up. The BIOS screen has changed, it's updated, so I don't see the same thing anymore. And it's like a new logo, it's a new setup, so I'm not used to how it starts up. I don't know where it is in the startup. Like usually I know where it's at because I've seen the thing 1,000 times, but it's changed, so I'm not sure how well it's working. Okay, and I'm at the edge of my seat, and suddenly, boom! I hear the windows. Or I can't make the Windows noise. I hear the Windows, and I just have to put in my code, and I'm in. It's working. All of a sudden, I'm the king of the world. I fucking type in my password, and I see some fucking MSI shit pop up in my face. They want me to install drivers, MSI Center, whatever. I'm so happy I don't give a fuck. Yes, motherfucker! Install all your garbage, except Norton antivirus. Fuck that shit. I unclick Norton. Fuck that. And I click accept, and I let it do its thing. It's installing. And then I jump back, and then it restarts a few times. I'm super happy. Everything seems to be working. I jump out. I jump in a game of a replay of bar. I download a replay of bar that's 60 minutes long on a straight map. I don't even know the players. I just want to test the FPS of the late game. I jump in the game. I start up the game. I put times 20 speed, and it's fucking fluid. The CPU is so powerful. It's so sexy, and no, there's no but. It just works, guys, and it's been like this ever since. And I have so much FPS. Everything is fast. Everything is beautiful. Even when I edit the videos, everything's faster. Like the computer is just like, psh. I love it. So yeah, that was technically story time, guys. I hope you enjoyed the disappointed. I know. I wish I can't make up a story. I hate happy endings. Yeah, but if you see me online, you know it worked, right? Yet your YouTube still have no video. Yeah, I did the editing today. I just need to do a thumbnail, OP man. Damn greatest story on Twitch. Lost to Toothpaste twice. Yeah, I missed it from from. Now you'll have to watch the VOD. I'm not telling it again. I have to do justice, and to do justice, I have to tell it from the beginning. You'll have to watch the VOD, Randy. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do story time twice. I'm not. That story, it's like a efferable piece of art. If you missed it, too bad. I'm never telling it again.